with Phillip Rivers and this team, as well as what the 49ers have ahead of them. But let's remind you what happened on Sunday. Jared Goff and the Lions hosting Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. This game, my goodness, 11 seconds to go in the first half. Steelers trail 10-3. Rodgers airing it out to Kenneth Gainwell, and somehow, while he's on the ground, Gainwell pulls that in, runs it into the end zone.
Like, wait, what? Are we still playing?
What that happened? Okay, Steelers tied up at 10 at the half. Just over 4 to play in the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers like, cool, like when that works. 3rd and goal from the 4th. Goff finding Jahmyr Gibbs for the 4-yard touchdown. The Lions trail 29-24. They're making a comeback to get back in this one. Now, following a missed field goal by the Steelers under 2 minutes to play, Goff trying to find Jameson Williams. It appears to be incomplete, but defensive pass interference called on Kyle Duggar.
Jameson Williams sold that immediately, sold it hard. He was correct. That is pass interference.
Yeah.
He turned him around.
And you guys, this would not be the last time we'd hear from the referees on this drive, okay? Later in the quarter, under 30 seconds to go. 1st and goal from the 1. Goff completes it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, you'd think. But hold on there, okay? The Lions get called for offensive pass interference. Look at what Isaac Tesla was doing, running right into Duggar, and he gets called for a pick. So no touchdown for Detroit. It backs him up, and now 8 seconds to play. 4th and goal from the 9. This one's wild, okay? Goff hits St. Brown while he's being tackled. He laterals it to Goff. He runs it in for a touchdown. Flags all over the field. They're just raining down, okay? The Lions again called for offensive pass interference. St. Brown pushes Jalen Ramsey just before the pass from Goff. The referees throw the flag before the lateral into the end zone. By rule, there's no replay review. The game is over. The Steelers hold on to win it in wild fashion, 29-24. Here's Dan Campbell and what he saw from that call.
You think you score, you don't score, and then you think you're going to have another play. Replay it or back it up and one more shot, and it doesn't. And that's just, I guess that's the way it's written in the rule book. So that's frustrating, but there again, it should never come to that. We had our opportunities. We weren't able to put it in before that play.
The intervention I saw from those refs late in that game, I've never seen 2 offensive PIs to lose a game like that.
Okay, with the Steelers win and the Ravens loss on Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh has a 2-game lead over Baltimore in the AFC North and has a 93% chance to win the division, according to ESPN Analytics. Crazy to think, based on what we had seen from that Steelers team earlier in the season, if the Steelers would clinch the division with a win in either of its last 2 games against the Browns and the Ravens. Welcome you to our second hour here on NFL Live on a Monday. Marcus Spears, Peter Schrager, Mina Kimes, Ryan Clark is with us as well. You'll see him in just a little bit. And Dan Orlovsky's there. He's doing a special broadcast tonight on ESPN 2 during Monday Night Football. Dan, that Steelers offense was so well balanced. 266 in the air, 230 on the ground. How did they pull it off?
Yeah, no wasted reps, no wasted opportunities. Maybe we owe Omar Khan, their general manager, maybe general manager Aaron Rodgers, a little bit of an apology. A lot of the pieces that they have brought in take full advantage of every single time they have the chance to impact. Adam Thielen, DK Metcalf, every game catches like 2 or 3 balls down the sideline, one-on-one. Warren's obviously been fantastic. Kenneth Gainwell's become a chess piece for them that has been unbelievably impactful for their offense. Jonnu Smith, you watch that game, you go, every time that the ball goes to somebody different, they take advantage of that ball coming their way and do something good with it. And with a quarterback that obviously knows everything that's going on from a defensive perspective, I go back to the Chargers game, walking out of that game going, oh my goodness, that Pittsburgh Steelers offense is in trouble because it's DK and nobody else. I don't feel that way anymore because they continue to prove me wrong when it comes to that other person capitalizing on the opportunity.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Rodgers. It's funny because for the last 10 years, everyone says enough with Rodgers. We have Rodgers fatigue. Meanwhile, here in Indianapolis, we're talking about this 44-year-old Phillip Rivers and what an amazing story it is. 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers taking the Steelers on his back and saying, hey guys, follow me is a pretty good story too. You look at what they did. 9 different times Aaron Rodgers completed a pass on 3rd or 4th down to get a first down. He was 5 of 8 for a season-high 85 yards and a touchdown when he was facing pressure. Rodgers was solid last night. The run offense obviously ran all over Detroit, and the run defense suffocated them. But the Aaron Rodgers piece of this, last year this is when their season nosedived, and Russell couldn't get it done, and Fields couldn't stay on the field, and the year before that it was Kenny Pickett, are we actually going to win? The reason this year might be a little different for the Steelers as we head towards January, maybe they got a quarterback who can do it, who's been there, who can get them over the hump.
Well, they got a run game. And you guys know what I always say about the Steelers. Can you tackle? If you can't tackle, the offense is going to move the ball. The Lions could not tackle, particularly in the second half. Steelers just, and this has been their identity all along, come out, jumbo personnel, 2-3 tight ends. I mentioned earlier the Lions had the lowest yards before contact per carry. The Steelers had the highest of the week. But it's one thing to run the ball efficiently. They were also explosive on the ground. And going back and watching the explosive runs, there were 6 of them. The Lions have backup safeties, and that's important to mention, but boy, they were out of position over and over, and it almost felt like Kelvin Shepherd, who we praised a lot, was prioritizing stopping the pass. So much split safety, guys coming down from depth, and over they were punished for it. It's kind of story of the Lions season on defense. It's the injuries that have added up, but you really felt that in this game.
Yeah, I mean, this Steelers defense, too, they're doing this without T.J. Watt, Marcus. They held the Lions to just 15 yards in the run game. What's going so well for them?
Well, they made some changes up front. As far as philosophically, they're now starting to play a bare front, which I've been talking about for a long period of time, putting big bodies on the interior and telling their ends, look, we got to set the edge, and also bringing pressure off of the edge as well. We saw a couple of tackles for loss with guys coming off the edge. Here you see Highsmith, but also Cam Hayward has turned into, I don't know what he's done, Mina. I legit don't know what he has done, but he's now starting to take over these games in the interior. But it also, we talked about this with Pittsburgh early in the year. It was a mindset. They didn't look very interested in playing a physical football game up front from a D-line standpoint. You can make all the philosophical changes that you want to make and do all of that. They changed the line of scrimmage against the Detroit Lions. And the only way you stop Jahmyr Gibbs is to stop him before he gets going. And that's what they did a tremendous job
Yeah,
on.
Marcus, for me, when it comes to that defense, it's Keanu Benton and Patrick Queen. Benton, if they can get Benton to play the way he did yesterday,
he was incredible.
He was outstanding, but he hasn't been that. Now he hasn't been healthy. And I'll go, Patrick Queen gets a lot of flack. I thought he was fantastic yesterday. I think he makes the play of the game, tackling the screen to Tesla on the 1 yard line. If they can get those guys to play like that, that defense is going to have a chance.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on, too, you guys, was this altercation with DK Metcalf and the fan in the game. See what the league ends up doing about this. It's something that you've probably already seen the video of. You saw it there. It appeared to turn physical. Adam Schefter joining us now. What do we know about the situation? And, Adam, what the league is going to do?
Laura, the league is looking into this, and there is discipline expected by the end of the day. When you speak to people around the league and the league's propensity to suspend players this year for all sorts of offenses, I think most people believe ultimately that DK Metcalf ultimately will wind up being suspended. The league's still going through it. No decision yet from the NFL. But I think this is the type of situation that they haven't really seen before. We don't remember the last time that a fan and a player interacted like this. A player took a swipe at a fan, went over to him. So the league is going through it right now. We should hear something later today. And of course, if we hear and when we do, we'll bring you the very latest. The fan denied that he said anything other to DK Metcalf than issuing his government-issued name. So a lot of he said. We'll see ultimately what the NFL decides later today.
All right, as Adam said, we'll bring it to you as soon as we know more information. And we got busted up.